Hello, welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Ellie Pai Hong. You know, if you have a gifted child, you may be facing some challenges in terms of getting them an education that really caters to their needs. But there's an organization that's doing that, an independent school that educates gifted children in a differentiated environment. With me to chat about this is Tim Costello. He is with the Science and Arts Academy located in Des Plaines, Illinois.
Yes.
So great to see you. Thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you, Ellie.
Your school started back in 1992 with a mom who was frustrated with what her kids were receiving in terms of education.
Correct, right. Her name was Helene Bartz, and she founded Science and Arts Academy, recognizing that the public school options were not meeting her own children's needs. And she had this mission that gifted children needed a form of special education. And so she founded SAA back in 1992, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And her legacy lives on today. We celebrated our 25th anniversary last year, and we currently have 265 students from almost 70 different zip codes who travel near and far because their family values that gifted education that we provide.
But it's not only about the education, but really about life skills too, and their social and emotional development.
Exactly. So we work to educate the whole child. So in addition to academic challenge and artistic expression, which is very important, we focus a lot on social emotional learning. So we want our children not just to be well prepared to make a living, but also to make a life. And so SEL, as it's called at our school, is a huge part of how our children have character development, live our core values, and really become better citizens as they leave our school.
And they're super brilliant, smart kids, but they're still kids.
Exactly. So they are far more than just their IQ score. And so when they come to us, we want to recognize their developmental age, but then also honor their high academic achievement.
And you just touched on this in terms of the kids, but they do love learning. They are highly intelligent, but you really, you hear about all these brilliant kids going off to college at age 12.
Right.
You have to realize they just want to go out and play.
Right. So here's a good example of that. So we might have a fourth grader who is 4 years higher in math, which is pretty exceptional even for our school. So they might be doing pre-algebra, but then they go out to recess and they're having a hard time with Foursquare. And so we have to honor the academic abilities that they have, but then also honor their 9-year-oldness. Yeah. And I think a lot of our families aren't getting that in the public schools. So oftentimes a family had to have it not work somewhere else before they needed a school like SAA. And once they're here, it's a game changer for their family. Their bright child, suddenly that spark is reignited. They love learning. They love coming to school. If we have a secret sauce, I would say it's children are in the company of intellectual peers, and they're in an environment where it's cool to be smart.
That always helps, doesn't
Yes,
it?
exactly.
Your school is JK through 8th grade.
Yes, so right.
By that time, they're emotionally prepared to tackle the challenges of high school.
Exactly, and I'm glad you mentioned that. We're a small school, 265 students, as I mentioned. A lot of our students will go on to their local public high schools that are better equipped to meet a wider range of courses. But their world is quite big. So they're ready to spread their wings in another educational setting, but we've created a wonderful foundation for them once they get to high school.
All right, you got to test into this school, though. You got to be officially smart.
Correct. So the testing process, there is an IQ requirement, and for us it's a 125 or higher. That's not your entry ticket into the school, however. That's just one piece of the admissions process. We want a shadow day. We want to make sure that you're the right fit. But we do have to have that demonstrated academic ability for this to be a successful program for you.
For folks to get more of a deep dive look into your school, there's an open house you guys have coming up?
Correct. We have an open house on Saturday, January 26th, 1 to 3 p.m. You can learn more about that on our website, and it's a wonderful way to get some insight into what makes SAA such a wonderful place for gifted children.
Folks get to talk to you and some kids too, right?
They get to talk to me. The kids are far more exciting than I am. It's an interactive open house, so we actually do some sample lessons where the students get to see what it's like to be a student at SAA, and that's a wonderful way for them to realize this is what school should be about.
Wonderful. On that note, thanks so much for coming in, Tim. Appreciate it.
It was my pleasure. Thanks, Ellie.
This hour's newsmaker has been Tim Costello, Science and Arts Academy. I'm Ellie Pai Hong. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next time on Comcast Newsmakers.